Okay. This is going to be video 2 and just kind of doing some training. So we're going to go in game here. I'm going to play the squad lead. I'm not going to run a squad. I'm just going to kind of show you some of the stuff that I wasn't able to show you in the first vid. So the server that I've been playing pretty frequently is Show of Force, new player friendly. I am whitelisted, so I get in pretty quickly. So you guys are going to do this where you're not going to be able to join me from the Steam menu, but you would go find this server. Corey is whitelisted already, so I mean I pretty much instantly join here. Okay. You're gonna hear comms from different squad leaders just to kind of give you an idea of like what the noise is gonna sound like, and I'm just gonna have to talk over it. So this is where I would go back into squad maps, which I already showed you. I'd load this map up on my other screen, and I'd kind of match it and marry it to what's currently going on in the game. So I'm going to do that over here now. And ironically, I think it's the map I showed you in the previous video. So give me a second while I get that squared away. You're going to see the game screen while I muck with this. So let me figure out, I got to get on the team that I know is not going to be upset if I'm doing training. They're the Russians. I'm going to go over here to this tab in the upper left and click on Russia. And I was able to change my team because the balance was there. So we're Russia. Our main base is in the bottom right, which you can sort of see here. So I'm going to go back into squad maps. I'm going to update the map to show us in the bottom right. And industry is cap 1. So I'm going to click industry on my thing, and I'm going to do Boris. I'm going to do Butcher's House. I'm going to do Akeem and lower. Or it's called Akeem Lower, right, which is their point. You'll see the flags discern who owns it, so we're the Russians, so we all the way up to Akeem Central, while they own Lower. You see a lot of data here on the map, so let's talk about it, okay? These are HABs. These are places where you spawn, and you can see confirm spawn. You could even go through here, whatever. Great. Anything you see moving that's blue is something that's been active, that's like actively happening. But these statics of red is just somebody drawn on the map showing where point of presence is. You can see an enemy HAB here at Kilo 437. There's no like recon ability where like you could see enemies moving in real time unless you're in the drone, which we're not. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to check main base to see if there's a Logi truck, which there isn't. But kind of talk about the things I can do as a squad leader. One of the things I want you to do when you load into a game is you do this once, is you go to this symbol right here. And like normally what you're going to see when you log in are these arrows, right? I see squad 5, I see some arrows, or I see that's the squadron leader. If I hit this thing, I can see the roles. These guys are lats. This guy's a combat engineer. This guy's a sniper or marksman. This is a hat, meaning the heavy anti-tank. So I prefer you to do those because when I say, hey, go find the medic, you can zoom in. Okay, cool, there's the medic. I'll go find him. Okay, again, kind of all over the place. That's a Logi. That's the thing I want to get and go restore it. And what this shows is one of our HABs is called being proxied, meaning if enemies get too close to our point of presence where we spawn, we can't spawn there until we clear it out. Kind of a complicated thing. We won't get into too much. Okay, you did this. This shows all the vehicles, and I can't move the arrow too much, but on the left side is Allied. It's like how we track, hey, there's a Logi I can go spawn in, or hey, our Sprute, which is the second to last tank on the left, has 14 minutes before it spawns. And you can see the enemy vehicles. Don't know their spawn times, but you just know how many they're going to have in their company. So I have to make a squad here before it kicks me. I'm just trying to figure out how to show you the things I want to show you before we go. So I see 7 here. This is the thing I want to get in right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to main, which is your main base, and see if he lets me take the Logi from him so I can do this stuff. And what I'll probably do is set up a defensive base here at Butcher's, because what just happened is the enemy captured Akeem, which is bad. And a couple things. More things to talk about. So we just lost this point while we were pushing this point. You can't go capture this point because this is the next sequential point. So all these guys right now are being super fucking useless because they can't capture this point anymore. They have to go back and capture here. And sometimes what you'll see is the tempo of a game swing because these guys, and the smartest thing for this team to have done is when they know they're capping this, they take a helo, they air assault this point, and immediately start taking this. Now this is the defensive point, and this is the offensive point because we need to go back and recap this. All right, I need to join a squad here before it kicks me. I'm just looking to figure out where I can find some stuff to really teach you how these games work. So bear with me. See, these are not real tanks. This is just somebody say, hey, there's a tank here, which somebody's wrong. Somebody's lying. But I need to get this tank. I need to get this Logi out of there or pick up this Logi, which I think I'm going to go grab this Logi. So stand by. And the thing is, it's tucked in the woods, so it's going to be very annoying to get this out, but we're going to get it out. So I'm going to create a squad, call it Logistics. You have to tell people what your squad is. This is how people call vehicles. This is just how it's done. Hey, this is infantry squad. Great. Hey, this is a tank squad. Hey, this is mechanical infantry, meaning we're going to use a vehicle, an IFV, infantry carrying vehicle, and be infantry in it. So I'm going to create squad, Logistics. Now you're going to start hearing comms of all the squad leaders talking. Okay? So, let me spawn here. Your spawn in a hab. You should have full ammo. Each kit is different. Squad leader for Russia gets a noob tube. Great. So I'm going to orient. Let's see. So here I am. If you ever need to find somebody real quick, double click and it'll ping them. Great. Awesome. I'm going to orient towards this vehicle up here and go recapture it. And basically go supply it. Things I talked about that I can do on the map. Now you're going to be able to see I can right click and I can do all these things. Hey, there's enemy troops here, so I'm going to mark it on the map. It's using the cap lock version of the map. I really hope 2 is not going back to this Logi. I think he is, so I'm going to talk to him. So I'm going to hold down the 2 on my number pad. Hey, 2, are you trying to return that Logi? I can do that for you if you need to, because I'm running supplies.
We were just going to take it and try to build a hab up there in Kilo 3 on the...
So he just marked that.
So that we can attack the back at Camp Central.
Okay, well, I am happy to ride with you, so once you get things set up, I'll just return it and bring more logistics up, if that's cool. Okay, so I did that talking to him individually by using the number pad. So I'm going to hop in, and I'll be able to talk and do stuff while I ride. Okay, so he's driving. Bottom right shows who's in the Vic, or we use Vic for vehicle. That is a hat kit. I don't know what he's doing. Hold on.
Enemy tank is hit once with tow. He's probably RTB.
Okay, what they're doing is they're taking supplies from this. So let's talk about the map. So he showed me his move marker. He says, hey, this is me saying I'm going to 2. You can do a couple different symbols that really truly show you're moving, like move to, which he did. These circles represent, hey, I intend on building a base here. Doesn't mean there's a base here, but you can't have bases on top of each other, right? I don't know what that was. So, I wouldn't be able to put a hab here because it'd be within the white circles of each. Not really important. It's more of a squad leader thing. So we're in a mechanized vehicle. If you want to check if they are water capable, look at the BTR DG Logistics top allied vehicle because it's got the propeller and the wave symbol means this thing can go in water. Simple thing. So what's going to happen is we're going to take 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to drive over here, okay, and hopefully not get shellacked along the way. This is going to go a little bit slower than I wanted to in a teaching video, but that's fine. But right now what we'd be doing, since one of us is driving, we'd be looking at the map and calling out, things that we see. So right now, quite a bit of troops here defending. You could see these symbols here. There's a machine gun in placement. There's a repair station. Ammo means there's ammo boxes to pull ammo from. And you could see that There are some troops here that are still trying to pressure Kim, but because that red box around the flag isn't blinking, it means that they own it. They, as in the adversaries, own it, and we are not in a position where we're taking it. This castle and this have symbol suggest that the castle symbol is usually the radio. The have symbol means, the attack symbol 13. They're running mortars, so they're doing that thing that I was telling you about, where you put the attack symbol down, right, to help range the mortars, which I don't know where they are. Sorry, we're talking while they talk. So,
Is it feasible to build a radio on the Bunker?
yeah, I really don't know what else to give you guys on what's going on other than that. We're kind of riding along. Again, we can see that there's an enemy base here with an enemy repair station. Again, this is not because we know it's there. Well, somebody has put the symbol saying that that exists. It's not because it's static and we've identified it. Well, it is, but it's just these all have to be put on the map by a squad lead. And you truly don't know it's accurate until you physically observe it to know that it's accurate. When we talk about these circles, right? This is only like for friendly bases, can't sit on top of friendly bases. You could have a hab here, enemy could have hab here. That's totally fine. It's not smart, but that's kind of how that works. So, but what you're going to be able to see here is how things are built. As a squad leader, I don't have a shovel. I can't build. That's kind of an in-game protection to ensure that a squad leader doesn't just go run around and build what the fuck he wants, right? You need at least one troop. If you have more, you can build faster. So here's what's going to happen. We're both going to get out. He has 600 build, which is what you need to build a hab and a... got it. I thought we were getting out. It was bad comm. So he's really trying to drive right into the forest to build it. So the thing he's going to have to do is put down a radio. That is the first thing you do when you need to set up a base. That has to be pretty close to the logistical vehicle. So you may say, hey, I need you to move the Logi towards me. It's because I need to get the radio down, which means the Logi needs to be close. So I'm looking for him here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you getting a radio down here? Did he crash? What's going on?
Yeah, it looks like it. We might have. Look.
Yeah, I mean, you and I can get a base up if we needed, but okay, I'm gonna get a base up.
Yeah, I think he just crashed.
So I'm gonna get a radio down. Red means I'm out of range. So I have this entire blue circle to work with. Okay. So I am gonna get a hab down closer to a Kim. And you're going to see this is kind of a medium-sized structure. I don't need to be located near the vehicle. The radio is the thing that has to be there.
With Squad 12 hub and mine, we could actually get an attack going.
And we're going to get this down here. It's a little bit protected, a little bit harder to see.
I'm loading it right now.
And I'm going to hide it right here. So I'm going to dig. I'm going to do text structure, hab. Why is it saying... Why is it yellow? What happened to our supplies? The fuck? He never unloaded it. Hold on, he's got to unload the Logi. I can't communicate with him because he's not my squad and he's too far away. Hey, can you unload the Logi? Here, go ahead and unload the Logi. And when he does that, you'll see these symbols fill up. So you hear the noises. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go set up the hab this way. Just follow me when you're done unloading. Again, I can put the equipment down, okay? But I can't, and I burned all my stamina. That's why I'm running slow. But I can't physically build it up. So we're actually going to see kind of how this works. I don't know what happened. He just kind of crashed out. You know, these things can get airstruck. They can get mortared. We usually like to build these in buildings if possible for just natural protection, but we're not going to get that here. Again, Hab just got to be done in the blue circle.
Enemy tank is literally on the point.
Hey, go ahead and build this up, brother.
I will have their strike and
I'm gonna do ammo. So this is the typical two things you build: ammo and a Hab. So he's gonna build this up. It's too bad an enemy logistics vehicle just drove by. It's right up your alley. But you're it, brother. You're it for digging. Hilo is loitering too. Piece of shit.
I'll get it later.
Yeah, we're gonna know if they know this. So you can see he's building the Hab, white symbol. Once it's done, it turns red. There's kind of a delay in which you can spawn off it, but eventually people are gonna be able to roll on it. Very low on ammo here, but we're gonna have to make it work. All right, yeah, it looks like your squad lead crashed out, brother. So go ahead and build up the ammo crate that's behind you. I'm gonna go start running logistics for here. All right.
Alright.
So I just gave him a little dig symbol to remind him to dig that ammo crate up. He'll be able to see it on the map right there. And I'm going to have to try to run logistics because that dude straight up crashed out. Now, this vehicle is going to be pretty slow. Be kind of monotonous here. But that's what I'm doing as a squad lead. I can hear all the squad chat. There's probably not going to be a lot of action unless I just literally need to defend myself. Yeah. So, whatever. I own this vehicle now. It's completely empty. It's very banged up. You can see the health right below the speed gauge at a quarter. So I'm going to egress out by going a non-standard route just because I literally would have to go through the enemy base to do so. So I'll have to go back to base, hit a repair station, and rearm. But look at that. A whole squad just spawned for attack. So... Oh, perfect. This is, so there's a bunch of squad leads, right? These are all squad leads on the left that you see highlighted. There's one commander. That commander gets access to what we just kind of attribute as assets. Each squadron gets different things. They get sometimes like CPU, that's a bad way to put it. They get airstrikes, they get heavy mortar or heavy artillery barrages. So what they're basically going to do is blast the fuck out of that spot, hopefully knock out a Hab if it's co-located, and then push in shortly after. See, there's some red helmets down at the point that we're defending. Sorry, this is where it gets tricky. The nav and do the map. Red symbols down here doesn't mean there's troops physically on those points, but somebody has put helmets to say, hey, there's enemies to the west. You know, a helmet could be one person, a helmet could be 5 people. It's got to be communicated verbally. Sorry, this tank is struggling. I'm probably going to get on the MSR here in a moment. You'll hear those terms as main supply route. Those are typically your big roads. So if I was communicating to you guys, I would drop a move symbol. It shows up on my compass below, right below the status of my vehicle symbol. And with the ultimate task of getting down to the main spot, or main base, to rearm. Now, when you're good at flying helos are really good, but again, they make the flight models here very difficult, so that you can't just like air assault. Like, you got to be pretty technically sound in order to air assault in and protect something. So. You know, naturally being on the MSR is gonna make this easy to go, or faster. But again, because I am banged up, I'm going to attribute the reason why I'm going slower. And this sucks. This is not fun. But if I task you to go do a Logi run, what I'm essentially saying is, hey, go return to base, and I'm going to say, hey, give me X amount of build, X amount of ammo. And what you got to be capable of doing is to navigate while also paying attention to what's on the map. So, I mean, I wouldn't normally be sitting on this road and being really greedy because we know there's enemies around this point. I would have taken the widest in order to be the safest. Because practically one rocket could disable me. One hack hit will kill me based on my current health. I'm like, I'm wicked exposed and obvious, and I'm a moving target. An average to good Rocketeer ladder hat will kill me. So I'm probably not going to be safe until I get around this bend. Here, I can see a friendly logistic vehicle is coming up. There it is. Like I said, I was a potential target until I got around that bend because there was troops around me, and I got fucking smoked, right? That's really unfortunate. That doesn't usually happen, but it did. And c'est la vie. And you can see this logistic vehicle is basically going to park here, dump off, and that'll be that. So if I go back to Maine, there's currently no logistics. I'm the only one that got smoked. It's 2 minutes and 40 seconds for the next one to come back. So I need to figure out what my next plan is because these guys are out of ammo. They've already pulled everything. Doesn't mean they're mission incapable. Well, actually, if you look at it, this is not a very big push. We have 100 tickets left, which is top mid. That's how many spawns we have left. And every time you cap a point, you get 50 more in RAS. So there's kind of a decision point here of like, what do I go do? So I don't have a good answer because I want to go run logistics. So Socrates, I can ask him if he wants me to grab his Logi and go help. So I will pop in here, spawn.
Legendary. Thank you for all the build.
Swap them.
Yeah, bro, for sure. I'll see if I can try to make it out of here.
He's still here. Where am I? I'm up here.
He's on the southeast side is where he was.
Vehicle claimed. So you can hear them using mortars. They're clearly ranging things, and we'll go from there. Oh, there's a tank symbol here. Okay, so I have to make a decision, and it's probably let's not get shot by the tank. So let's go this way, because I figure the tank's gonna come up there, and I'll go this way. It's no guarantee though, because I don't know where all the vehicles are. Like this Logi has so far made it that way, and he is safe. So let's see how I do. I am completely unarmed. There's not shit I can do here. What I need to do is just kind of pay attention to the map, see what people mark, listen to comms, and I mean, this is going to be your job as the logistical driver if I ask you to. The worst game I've ever had in 1,000 hours is like I've been schwacked 3 times in a Logi. Doesn't happen a lot. I mean, he clearly made it, so we're going to move here. Everybody on my team can see that that is my intent. If somebody sees a vehicle, maybe they don't mark it, they can get on comm and say, hey, 12, your move mark is not safe, egress south, and I would change. I could be driving through the forest right now if I wanted to for better cover, but we're saying speed's the name of the game. But again, I like when I do that too, see how it's 270 meters, it's kind of in the compass, that's how you would range your shots. You're a Rocketeer, Grenadier, Rifleman, that's how you would range your weapon. Again, there's not a lot of feedback. You're going to walk out of games where you get no kills. You're going to walk out of games where you have 5 deaths and no kills. Only after you get a lot of experience in this game will you be able to rack up a couple kills a game. This is a big teamwork game. And this is not like, oh, hey, I walked out with 17 kills, I'm amazing. It's like, hey, like I did things to how to help my team. I don't know. But I got to make a part here where you see me engaging troops and just show you like the difficulty. So you look at, I'm Russian. The bad guys are Australian. So they're going to look, Russians have pretty clear camo. Pretty much the Western countries. You're never going to, I don't think you're ever going to have a USA versus Canada because the uniforms are too similar. So, figure some of that stuff out when we get there. So, assuming nothing happens, you're watching this video, you could probably skip ahead to the point where I get this to base, load it up, and you could see how, you would arm up something. And again, I'm just navigating to the main base down here in the bottom right. You can see the Logi has spawned after 3 minutes, the one that I got shredded in. I don't anticipate enemy troops here. There are some rules where you can't camp main. Now, camping main is a little bit subjective. Right now, I'm pretty much good to go, but if somebody gets schwacked at like that T-junction right there, that would probably be called camping main because it's like 100 meters outside. There's some exceptions to that rule. There are like the Middle East Alliance, which is kind of like your fucking Gaza Defense Force, gets a BM-21 Grad, right? It's an indirect fire. If you're sitting in main base or very close to it shooting, engaging targets, that's common sense. I can engage that target. If you put mines at that T-junction, that's probably camping main. So again, there's a little bit of subjectivity to it, but if you play this long enough, you sort of get the, hey, this is okay, and hey, this is not okay. Okay, so you could see that Butchers is, I mean, all those arrows are suggesting that it's getting hosed, okay? This is the Hab that has the mortar. The mortar is currently unmanned because they have no ammo. So what I'm going to do here is probably get to base, radio to command, and be like, hey, man, I'm loading up a Logi. Best guess, what do you want and where do you want it? And he'll say, hey, go set up a Hab, go rearm a Hab. There's not a good. We're down to 19 tickets, so we're probably going to lose, and this video is going to be over. So we could probably just call this like, hey, what does it look like to be a squad lead and set up a base? There's probably a video already that you guys can go look at about how I run a squad. And I think the one in one of the desert maps is good, but this is just like what Logi runs look like. Sort of shows the importance of running a base, and yeah. That's going to be that. So I'm going to arbitrarily go in and just load up ammo, and maybe I get up somewhere. But if you run back to base and you need to repair, you need to go up to these suckers. They got the repair symbols on them. You'll see yourself healing, but you got to come to a pretty much complete stop. See, I'm completely empty by looking at the 0-0 up top. I'm going to load this exclusively with ammo. Like I said, if you need to change the composition, I would say 1,500 ammo, 500 build. Oh, just kidding. I want full ammo, unload construction, reload ammo, and you're full at 2,000. Each vehicle, each country, each thing can hold different, amounts. Yeah. Okay, it's a mil sim, right? It just is what it is. We just went from 13 to 6 tickets, which means, some vehicle just got shreked that was worth 7 tickets. And yeah, this is what Logi runs look like. It would probably be easier for me to do like how to run a base with you guys in person. And evenings may not be the best. Usually the afternoons when things are not as competitive are the ways to do it. But I can also see it's hard to nav and drive. So what I would say is, I'm going to go here, just kind of letting everybody know. Obviously, it's easier if I just get over comms, but I guarantee with 4 tickets, them defending this point, everybody's stressing the fuck out. And, they're going to be just fucking be like, oh, there's not much you could do. Logi wrote 4 tickets left. So I'm just not going to say anything. But you can see that these guys are pushed out pretty well. Another thing, I'll try to explain this really quick. When you put down a radio, that just allows you to build, right? I don't have to build a Hab. Usually, 98% of the time, 95% of the time, you're building a Hab when you're dropping a radio. But in reality, I could just set up a mortar pit. I could drop 2 mortars. I could drop a machine gun emplacement. But I need construction. I didn't take any with me. But perhaps if I wanted to interdict guys come out of the woods, I would put a radio down and I would, sorry to draw an arrow, but build a machine gun that would look at that angle to interdict. So.
Boys, GG. It's all our tickets wasted for attacking. It's probably it.
So, you can see how everybody did, kind of running through these stats. I mean, their tank shredded. This tank's 28, meaning he had 28 confirmed kills out of 30 downs, right? That tank shredded. Tank did really well compared to our tank, which I don't see identified. What else can you pull from this? They're actually going to be updating this. Just muted everybody. They're going to be updating this. I'm not going to explain it. They're going to make this a little bit more detailed here in the future. But yeah, we got slapped, and I don't know why, because I haven't been here the whole time. But yeah, they performed better, essentially. So, but yeah, I'll end this video for here, and I can hear There's somebody. Somebody's in my squad.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
And we'll go from here. Yeah, cool. All right.